Hello friends, good evening. Hello from the Bridgeport Public Library. Hi, I am Miss Anna, one of the librarians at the Bridgeport Public Library, and we are streaming live from the downtown library in Bridgeport. And I am here with my friend Pigeon, who wanted to drive the bus. Maybe you know him from the story, do you? I hope you do. Very good. So what we're gonna do tonight actually, we have every Wednesday we have a special virtual bedtime story time, and tonight is a special night because we are having our guest readers. We are having a library workers, like I'm a library workers, and we are having special guests who actually are working in a children's department, on the reference department, or teen department of our main library. So it's gonna be really, really fun, and they will read you some fun stories. So are you ready, boys and girls? So I took my mask off, but right now I am gonna put it back on because my coworker, Miss Theresa, who works with me in a children's department, will read you a special story, and I hope you enjoy it. So let me put my mask on because she's gonna come to the room. Are you guys ready for Miss Theresa? Very good. Let me call her. Miss Theresa, come read us a story.
Okay. Hello kids, how are you? I am Miss Theresa, and Anna has left the room, so I will take off my mask. Oops, my book's gonna fall. Okay. Okay kids, I am going to read Let's Sing a Lullaby with the Brave Cowboy. Here we go. Time to hit the hay, little cows. Okay. It's time for little cows to rest their heads. It's time for little cows to go to bed. It's time for little cows to sleep so tight. It's time for us to say, oh, I missed a page. Wait. Eek! Is that a huge hairy spider over there? It's just flour. It's just a flower, cowboy. Oh. Okay. Well, let's try that lullaby again, shall we? It's time for little cows to rest their heads. It's time for little cows to go to bed. It's time for little cows to sleep so tight. It's time for us to say, eek! Is that a slimy, slithering snake right there? Okay. Oh, wait. It's just a stick, cowboy. Oh. Okay. But is there a large, lumbering bear behind me? Okay. It's just me, cowboy. Oh. Hey, I see how this works. It may look like a huge, shaggy gray wolf over there, And it may sound like it may sound like one too. Grrr. Eek. But it's probably just a big giant bunny rabbit, right? No, cowboy, it's a wolf. Do wolves like lullabies? Like 'em, we love 'em. Well, alrighty then. It's time for us to rest our heads. It's time for us to go to bed. It's time for us to sleep so tight. It's time for us to say good night. Yeehaw! Good night, girls and boys. Good night, everybody. Now I'm going to put my mask on so Mr. Nick can come. Bye, everybody.
Hi, everybody. My name is Nick, and I work here at the Bridgeport Public Library with Miss Anna, Miss Theresa, Mr. Adam. And I will be reading a book that my mother read to me around this time in Halloween that really kind of scared me. And that is Miss Nelson is Missing. The kids in room 207 were misbehaving again. Spitballs stuck to the ceiling. Paper planes whizzed through the air. They were the worst behaved class in the whole school. Now settle down, said Miss Nelson in a sweet voice. But the class would not settle down. They whispered and giggled. They squirmed and made faces. Ew. They were even rude during story hour, like what we're doing now. And they always refused to do their lessons. Something will have to be done, said Miss Nelson. The next morning, Miss Nelson did not come to school. Wow, yelled the kids. Now we can really act up. They began to make more spitballs and more paper planes. Today, let's be just terrible, they said. Not so fast, hissed an unpleasant voice. Ooh. Dun-dun. A woman in an ugly black dress stood before them. I am your new teacher, Miss Viola Swamp. And she rapped the desk with her ruler. Where is Miss Nelson? Asked the kids. Never mind that, snapped Miss Swamp. Open those arithmetic books. Miss Nelson's kids did as they were told. I would too. They could see that Miss Swamp was a real witch. She meant business. Right away, she put them to work, and she loaded them down with homework. We'll have no story hour today, said Miss Swamp. Keep your mouths shut, said Miss Swamp. Sit perfectly still, said Miss Swamp. And if you misbehave, you'll be sorry, said Miss Swamp. The kids in room 207 had never worked so hard. Days went by, and there was no sign of Miss Nelson. The kids missed Miss Nelson. Maybe we should try to find her, they said. Some of them went to the police. Detective McSmog was assigned to the case. He listened to their story. He scratched his chin. He said. I think Miss Nelson is missing. Detective McSmog would not be much help. Other kids went to Miss Nelson's house. The shades were tightly drawn and nobody answered the door. In fact, the only person they did see was the wicked Miss Viola Swamp coming up the street. If she sees us, she'll give us more homework. They got away just in time. There she is carrying the groceries. Suspicious. Maybe something terrible happened to Miss Nelson. Maybe she was gobbled up by a shark, said one of the kids. But that didn't seem likely. Maybe Miss Nelson went to Mars, said another kid. But that doesn't seem likely either. I know, exclaimed one know-it-all. Maybe Miss Nelson's car was carried off by a swarm of angry butterflies. But that was the least likely of all. The kids in room 207 became very discouraged. It seemed that Miss Nelson was never coming back, and they would be stuck with Miss Viola Swamp forever. They heard footsteps in the hall. Here comes the witch, they whispered. Hello, children, somebody said in a sweet voice. It was Miss Nelson. Did you miss me? She asked. We certainly did, cried all the kids. Where were you? That's my little secret, said Miss Nelson. How about a story hour? Oh, yeah, cried the kids. Miss Nelson noticed that during story hour, no one was rude or silly. What brought about this lovely change? She asked. That's our little secret, said the kids. They don't want to tell. Back home, Miss Nelson took off her coat and hung it in the closet, right next to an ugly black dress. When it was time for bed, she sang a little song. I'll never tell, she said to herself with a smile. There's the dress and a wig. P.S. Detective McSmog is working on a new case. He is now looking for Miss Viola Swamp. Next, I'll be introducing my coworker, Mr. Adam, and he will be also reading a story to you. I will put my mask back on since I'm in the room allegedly alone.
Well, thank you very much there, Mr. Nick. So, hey friends, how you doing today? I hope you enjoyed that story by Miss Theresa and the one by Mr. Nick. And I hope you'll enjoy this one too. So now that I'm the one sitting in the chair here, I'll do the whole taking off the mask deal. And today I have a book called Clarinet and Trumpet. And that's clarinet and that's trumpet. And so they are musical instruments, which means you can use them to make music. And in fact, all of the characters in this book are musical instruments. And this is a particularly special book for me for two reasons. First of all, if you see that musical instrument in the background, the tall one, that's a bassoon. And my sister actually plays the bassoon, so that's pretty neat. And the other deal that I really like about this book is, and I've never seen a book other than this one that does it, if you shake it, it actually makes the sound of a maraca. So I mean, who doesn't love that, right? So clarinet and trumpet. So we'll open up there. So yep, it's going to take place in a music room there, and you see we have metronome, triangle, and maraca coming into the music room. Should be a good time. So clarinet and trumpet were friends from the first note. Sure, trumpet was rather brass, and clarinet was long-winded, but their sounds blended together made music. So that's clarinet and trumpet and the other instruments in the music room. They buzzed, beeped, tooted, honked, purred, and slinked. When trumpet misplaced his mouthpiece, clarinet passed him a spare. When clarinet cracked her reed, trumpet played taps. So pretty good friends right there. Before each practice, clarinet tuned trumpet. Trumpet, you're a blast. Clarinet, you're sharp. You know, they really like each other. That's why they talk to each other that way. But one day, they heard a new sound, raspy and robust. Is that a duck? Asked trumpet. I don't know. Do we think there's a duck in the music room? Well, I guess we'll find out when we turn the page. Oboe marched in. Is that a double reed? Gasped clarinet. I know, right? Said oboe. Clarinet liked oboe. They both had silver keys. They both had reeds. We match, said clarinet. Woodwinds should stick together, said oboe. Interesting. Is that a new friend? We'll see. After a beat or two, clarinet forgot to tune trumpet. Clarinet blew more and more solos. Their friendship fell flat. Nothing got clarinet's attention. Trumpet tooted his own horn. Clarinet didn't blink. Trumpet heralded from heights. Clarinet didn't change her tune. I don't know, I kind of feeling sorry for trumpet right now. Trumpet even composed a fanfare for his friend. Stop blaring, croaked clarinet. Trumpet's sound fizzled and faded until, I wonder what's going to happen. Trumpet slid in with a new friend, trombone. Trombone brayed and trumpet bellowed. Stop blaring, cried clarinet. Stop squeaking, tooted trumpet. Clarinet crumpled trumpet's music. That's not very nice. The fight crescendoed. Trombone emptied his spit valve right on oboe. Oh, that's disgusting. Trombone just emptied all its spit onto oboe. Ew, shrieked oboe. She lassoed trombone with her cleaning rag. Trumpet and trombone barely made it off stage. Clarinet and oboe found flute and made a woodwind trio. But take that, trumpet, said clarinet. But trumpet and trombone found French horn. Ha, said trumpet. 3 brass, that evens the score. Does not looking very good, I can tell you that much. Clarinet, oboe, and flute brought along bassoon. We can top that, said trumpet, toting in tuba. The woodwinds tweeted, tooted, and trilled. The brass blew, blasted, and blared. The noise was eardrum popping. But then in swung saxophone. The instruments hushed. Who are you? Asked clarinet. You have a reed, but you're made of brass, shouted trumpet triumphantly. Oh, that's an interesting instrument. It has a reed like the woodwinds, but it's made out of brass, like these instruments. Very interesting. Technically, saxophone is a woodwind, said clarinet. Sit with us. She clutched at her keys. Oh, saxophone, you're like both of us. I dig it, said saxophone. But check out my jazzy sound. Saxophone buzzed, beeped, tooted, honked, purred, and slinked. And clarinet remembered the music. It had started with just two before it grew. Trumpet, squeaked clarinet. What this music needs is more of your buzz and blast. Trumpet's mouthpiece fell, but clarinet passed him a spare. Clarinet, said Trumpet, your high C could send our sounds off the scales. Want to tune ups? Clarinet said. You bet, blasted Trumpet. Oh, this is cool. I like where this is heading. So, hold on. It looks like they're friendly again. And they joined the new band, buzzing, beeping, tooting, honking, purring, and slinking, all together. And that is how clarinet and trumpet became friends again. So I'm hoping you liked that book. If you did, you could come to the library. You could check out this book, read it as many times as you want. You can read you can also check out the many other books we have, including the one Miss Theresa read, the one Mr. Nick read, and the one that I think Miss Anna's going to read. If we could have her come on in and take my place here.
Okay, friends, I am back. That was so much fun. Miss Theresa and Adam and Nick were really nice, and they did such a good job reading. So I hope that you enjoy it. Let me just set the camera. And how about we're going to be reading one more story? Should we read one more book tonight before we head to bed? Should we? Yeah, I think definitely we should. So I actually have a pigeon here with me. He is my friend today. And how about we going to be reading a pigeon book? Would you like that? Do we like pigeons? I do too. He's the pigeon who always wanted to drive the bus, but they did not let him. So before we're going to read the last story, I would like to share an announcement that we do story time every Wednesday at 7 p.m. and it's a virtual story time. So you can watch it here on Facebook Live. And in-person story time, we do 2 story times a week in person, on Tuesdays at 11 and on Thursday at 11 o'clock too, on Tuesdays at the main library and on Thursdays at the Eastside Library. Okay, boys and girls? And tomorrow we're gonna be at the Seaside Park, so make sure that you'll come. All right? So let me read the pigeon book. This is I took my mask off because I'm here by myself in a room, so I want to be safe. But if you come to the library, make sure you wear a mask because we all have to be safe. All right, boys and girls, so let's read the pigeon book. Don't let the pigeon stay up late, by Mo Willems. Always have to read the author's name. Oh, good. It's for you. Listen, it's you. Listen, it's getting late and I need to brush my teeth. Can you do me a favor? Don't let the pigeon stay up late. Thanks. First of all, I am not even tired. In fact, I am in the mood for a hot dog party. What do you say? Do you guys say that in the evening too, to your mom and your dad, that you're not tired? Do you do the same thing just like the pigeon? No? I hear there is a good show about birds on TV tonight. Should be very educational. How about 5 more minutes? Come on, what's 5 minutes in the grand scheme of things? What? What? I'm not tired. Oh no, the pigeon is screaming, screaming, screaming out loud that he's not tired. Oh no. You know, we never get to talk anymore. Tell me about your day. Oh, I got a great idea. We could count the stars. Can I have a glass of water? Studies show that pigeons hardly need any sleep at all. It's the middle of the day in China. I'll go to bed early tomorrow night instead. Hey, hey, ho, ho. This here pigeon just won't go. My bunny wants to stay up too. Please? You can't say no to a bunny, can you? Boys and girls, do you make all these excuses as well? That you have to go to bed? I know, sometimes we don't feel like going to sleep, right? Just like the pigeon. Yawn. He's yawning. Oh, does he look a little sleepy, at least now? What do you think? Okay, that was not a yawn. I was stretching. I am yawn 110% awake. You haven't heard the yawn last of me. Does he look a little bit more tired now? What do you think? Great work. Thanks. So the bus driver came back. See? Good night. What is the pigeon dreaming of? What is his dream? Check it out. Is he dreaming about eating hundreds and hundreds of hot dogs? That's a good dream. I like to have dreams like that too. Yeah, so he's dreaming with the bunny eating hot dogs. That's right. The end. So we have so many books by Mo Willems at the library. We have many pigeon books. We have elephant and piggy stories. We have all different stories written by Mo Willems because we love Mo Willems. So 4 of our libraries are open 6 days a week. So if you want to check out this book, you know where to come. All right, how about we're gonna read one more bedtime book before we say goodnight? Are you guys ready? Me too. So I'm gonna put this book down. Here is the pigeon. We got this special pigeon from Amazon. So when you press his wings, let's see. Can you hear it, boys and girls? What are you saying, pigeon? He wants to drive the bus. But it's too dark. You do not drive the bus at night. No driving buses. It's time to go to bed soon, okay? I'm gonna put him down and we'll read him one more story, okay, boys and girls? So the last story we're gonna read tonight, we're gonna be reading a classic. We're gonna be reading A Good Night Gorilla by Peggy Ratman. And there is a zookeeper who is wearing a special uniform. You see, he's nice and green. He has a green uniform and a green cap or hat. And there is the gorilla. You guys are ready? Good Night Gorilla by Peggy Ratman. Good night, gorilla. Look at that, boys and girls. What is gorilla doing? Is gorilla taking the zookeeper's keys? Do you see this? That's a very clever gorilla. And the gorilla's getting out of the cage. And is gorilla following the zookeeper? Because it's night and it's dark and the zookeeper is using a flashlight for him to see where he is going. Flashlights are very important. Good night, elephant. Let's see what's gonna happen next. Oh no, the gorilla opened the elephant cage and elephant is following her? What kind of cage is gorilla opening now? What kind of animal is inside? Is that a lion? Is that a lion in a cage? He says, good night, lion. Good night, hyena. Good night, giraffe. Wow, all the animals are getting out of their cages. I wonder where they're going. Good night, armadillo. Uh-oh, and they are all following the zookeeper. Do you see the zookeeper's house? He has a nice purple house in the corner. And the gorilla, and the elephant, and the lion, and the hyena, and the giraffe, and the armadillo are all following one another and are going straight to the zookeeper's house. Do you think he knows they are following him? And they walk into their house. Oh wow, even gorilla has to bend her neck to get in because giraffe, because giraffes are very tall. They get into his house, and this is the zookeeper's wife who is sleeping in bed. She doesn't know she's sound asleep, and the zookeeper doesn't know either. And everybody lays down. Hyena lays down here with armadillo. The lion lays down by the bed. The elephant and the giraffe lay by the window. And a mouse is also on a nightstand. And the gorilla wants to sleep next to the lady. Okay, and are they going all to sleep? Good night, dear. Let's see, everybody's sound asleep. Good night. Good night. Good night. Good night. Good night. Good night. So many good nights. Did the lady wake up? Is she awake? The lady turned on the light, and what does she see? She sees a gorilla right in her bed. That's a big surprise. Do you think it's the lady's surprise? I think she is very surprised. Would you be surprised if you find a gorilla in your bed? Me too. And everyone is sent away. And the lady said, okay, everyone, everybody have to sleep in their own beds, not in my house. And that's what we all have to do, right? Good night, zoo. And the gorilla got the keys again. Do you see this, boys and girls? That's a very much clever gorilla. And there is a tiny mouse dragging her banana. I don't know if you can see that. But they are going back to the lady's house. Good night, dear. Good night. Do you see where is gorilla going right now? This is a very tricky gorilla. She's trying to sneak in underneath the lady's blanket. And the zookeeper's blanket too. And the mouse is going there too. It's gonna be interesting night. Good night, gorilla. And now they are all sound asleep. Just like we are going to sleep very soon because it's already 7:30 and it's evening and it's dark outside. And we have to go to sleep just like gorilla and all these animals. And the animals have to sleep in their own spaces. So we have to sleep in our own beds. That's very important. We can bring a teddy, or if you guys have stuffed animals or a doll. But remember, you have to sleep in your own bed. All right, boys and girls, so that was a fun story. So I hope you enjoy it. So tonight we have 3 guest readers. We have Miss Theresa reading us a cowboy story. Then we have Mr. Nick, who read us a special story, Miss Nelson is Missing. And then we had Adam from the teen department, who read us a story about clarinet and trumpets. And it was a nicely shaken book. So when you hold the books, you shake it and make a sound. And I read a couple stories about Goodnight Gorilla and the pigeon books. So remember, we are open. 4 of our libraries are open 6 days a week. So check our website when you can come and visit us. You always have to wear a mask. When you come to the library, you have to wear a mask. Right now I'm here by myself, so I took it off. But when I am with my coworkers, I always put it on. And meet us every Wednesday at 7 o'clock virtually. But tomorrow we are having a special program